Hi, it's been over a year since I last posted on YouTube, and recently I've just had this feeling that I want to start making more videos. I have a lot of ideas, and then I was thinking about what my first video back should be, and I realized looking through my hard drive that I actually have a lot of clips and videos that I filmed in the time that I've not posted on YouTube, and I decided to put together like a small where I've been, what I've been up to video. And because, well, my favorite thing in the world is books, I'm also gonna talk about some books that I read in certain months that maybe have stuck with me or I gave 5 stars to. Overall, a lot has happened, so let's start. In January 2024, I was super busy. I was working, and I was also at the same time trying to finish my bachelor's degree. I did actually film a review of the 5-star book that I read that month that was called Ruthless, Vows, so roll the cameras. It is finals week, and I just got a very exciting package. This is a huge problem because it's Thursday and I have a big exam on Tuesday and a big essay to write for Monday. I cannot read this at the moment. Torn apart by war, united by love, ? I'm gonna read the prologue and then I'm gonna do some other stuff. I think in the last clip I was like, I can't read this book because I have finals, and if I do read this book, I'm gonna get distracted. Well, guess what? I read this whole thing in one day, basically. I tried to do other stuff, but I was like, if I don't finish it, I can't focus on anything else. So, in conclusion, basically, I finished this. And I heard a lot of mixed reviews, but I genuinely enjoyed it so much. In my opinion, it was a very good duology. I would give this 5 stars. I think I didn't have any expectations going in. I was just like, I want to know what happens. I'm obsessed. I highly recommend this, and it was a good escapism during finals week, I think. That's it. And now I need to go back to my Zoom class because it has continued. And me and one of my best friends decided to go to Indonesia for 3 weeks because I was tired, she was tired. January in Estonia is brutal, and we found some cheap flights and we booked a few Airbnbs and we just had a great time. And during that time I also read some books, but none that were super memorable, so I'm not gonna talk about those.
Too long, but I don't wanna come down. Caught up in a long free fall, you got me off of the ground. Sway for a minute, the plane moves side to side.
February flew by. I was working, got back from Indonesia and my classes started again. In March, however, I took a trip to Stockholm to, first of all, see one of my best friends, Ananya. We met up in Stockholm to see Niall Horan live. Seeing Niall live was incredible. In March, I decided to read, again for the second time, The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde, and it is just a great book. It talks about the relationship between beauty and morality, and also like the duality of appearances versus reality. And I mean, it's a classic for a reason, and I'm glad that I reread that in March. My favorite. Hi, so sorry. Do I have to call front desk or room service to get more towels to the room? 3 towels, and do you also have dressing gowns? What's it in Swedish? Like a dressing gown.
Like a robe.
Like a robe. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, sir. I love acting like a confused tourist. He was like, you want a what? And I was like, a dressing gown.
Or in Swedish it's not robe because robe is dress. Like
Yeah, I was like...
But it's like rock in
rock.
Swedish. Morgonrock.
Morgonrock.
Morning
Oh, like morning robe.
Yeah.
God, I love this place. It's been an absolute pleasure to be with you tonight. Thank you so much for coming out to see us. Did you have a good time? If you didn't enjoy it, tell fucking nobody. This night never happened. You don't have to tell anyone, okay? Thank you so much for everything, as I said to this girl over here. Everything over the last 14 years, it's been... And Stockholm and Sweden has been a huge part of it for me. I've got goosebumps on multiple occasions. You can see them right now.
I've never seen these. I know.
I only thought she had like one.
Yeah. This. What?
Six. Not the 6 Crimson Crows.
6 of crows.
That's what it is. It feels like 6 Crimson Crows. No. 6 of Crows. Shadow and Bone.
Where's Shadow and Bone?
There.
Oh.
Netflix cancelled the series.
I know. I'm so upset. I stopped watching it.
Didn't start watching it.
I stopped watching it midway.
I'm falling to pieces in my room. Are you coming over? That's cool. I could use a little something to do. We could go outside, take a little ride if you want to.
April was a hectic month. I was working, I was writing my thesis, but I still found some time to read. On Valentine's Day, Amazon released like a short story series by different romance authors. I read all of them, and my favorite one was The Exception to the Rule by Christina. It was just a cute read, and I had a lot of fun reading it. I guess that's it. Then May, I submitted my thesis, and beginning of June, I defended my thesis. In June, I took some time off. I went on a holiday to France with my whole family, and I actually had my graduation ceremony. And I was working part-time, but I also took some time off. The book that really stuck with me that month, I didn't read much, but I read that on my family holiday. It's called Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez, and that was, I think, the right book at the right time. That one is not a love story, and it deals with some very serious topics. Gave it 5 stars. July flew by, I don't remember much, and in August I moved to Portugal. Basically, where do I start? I got accepted into a Lisbon university, and I am doing my master's in business. So, Master of Science in Business. So that's why I'm in Portugal for at least a year, maybe 2 years. Let's see how things happen. My course is like 1.5 to 2 years. Was it my plan to move to Portugal, and was it my plan to move to Lisbon? No. I think my idea of maybe wanting to move here happened in like November, and then in January I applied, and like 2 weeks later I was accepted into this university, and now I'm here. I have currently no friends in this city. I haven't really like been anywhere. Last night I met some of my course mates, and that's basically it. Today is my first day of school, or like we have things today. We have meeting with the dean and other stuff, and I'm having breakfast because I promised myself that I will start having breakfast. I managed to meet some people in my building who also go to my university. And then I texted and I was like, can we go together? So I have friends I can go with, hopefully, potential new friends. Oh, that's 9 a.m. Oh, I have 10 minutes. I need to like hype myself up somehow. I'm gonna eat my cereal. I'm meant to prepare myself for the whole being like, hi, I'm Annabeth. Who are you? Where do you come from? I come from Estonia. Nice to meet you. What do you major in? You know, what made you choose Portugal? Why? Tell me about yourself. All these questions that we like have to first have in order to maybe develop a friendship. I'm like struggling with Portuguese so hard. It's such a hard language. I'm doing an intensive course and I am struggling. The pronunciation is crazy. Portuguese people love making two words into one when they speak, or they have these like nasal sounds and then like throat sounds and then a lot of I was so lost. I want to especially give a shout out to this drink. It's from their supermarket Continente and it's laranja, which I'm assuming is orange, and maracuja, anyways, the picture says passion fruit, so I'm gonna say it's passion fruit. And it's so good. Tastes like Fanta, looks like Fanta, but it's so much better than Fanta. So now in September I read a book. Excuse the cover of this book. My family has a new puppy and she destroyed the cover, so I tried to reattach it, but it's called Sex and Rage by Eve Babitz. And I decided in September that it was finally time to read it. And I'm glad that I did read it when I read it. It talks about a woman who is basically trying to figure out her life. And she has a lot of different men in her life, let's say that. And it was just a good read. And I remember I started reading this book, I think first time I went to the beach by myself. I didn't really know anyone at the time. I had met people, but I didn't feel like I had any close friends yet, and it was just a weird, scary time. It was also super exciting, and whenever I think about this book, it just brings me back.
Why are you asking blue?
I don't even know if I really read that much in October and November because I was in a new environment, making friends.
Let me break it down.
In November, I turned 24, and I also had a great trip to London to visit my best friend Ananya. And we went to 2 concerts, Sarah Kinsley and Role Model, but no great books were read.
Hey, Sonny. Thank you for the sunshine in the day. Oh, Sonny.
I don't remember much about December because I was studying for my exams and it was just super stressful. But I decided to listen to an audiobook by Somerset Maugham called The Razor's Edge, and I really enjoyed it. Topics in that book are searching for the meaning of life, contrasting materialism with enlightenment, and it also criticizes social expectation versus individual authenticity, I think. And it was just a great book and it really resonated with me. January, I was very chill. I did feel a little bit burnt out from university and I wanted to just read fun books at home, so I read Love on the Brain by Ali Hazelwood, and Ali Hazelwood's writing never disappoints me. I always know I'm gonna have a good time and it's just a great easy read. It's nothing crazy, but it works. Her writing just works and she gave me exactly what I was after. then in February, I was back in Lisbon, and honestly, putting together this list, I feel like there's one author who really stands out for me, and that's William Somerset Maugham. I read his book Up at the Villa, and it basically talks about a woman who's contemplating her marriage, and something happens in this book that she needs help with, and then some other stuff happens, and that's basically the book. But something about Maugham's writing just speaks to me. March, I was studying for exams and enjoying Lisbon, enjoying hanging out with my friends. In late March, early April, I went on a trip to the Azores with my friends, and that was life-changing. I don't have much from the trip. I was just living in the present, but it was incredible. In April, I read another book by William Somerset Maugham called The Painted Veil, and this one is a bit darker. It talks about a woman who cheated on her husband and what happened after it, and how the husband basically wanted to have revenge on her, and then how this whole thing played out. But honestly, it was a great book, and I highly recommend it again, also because it was William Somerset Maugham. In April, I also took a solo trip to Porto for a few days because I realized I have free will, and it was Easter break, so I wanted to do something, get out of Lisbon. Porto was very nice as well. I would highly recommend going there. In May, more exams, but my parents came to visit, and I realized that, hey, I have so many books here that I haven't read yet, and since I need to take all of my stuff back to Estonia at some point, or like when I move out, that I need to read some of the books on my shelf, and I picked up Funny Story by Emily Henry because it's a hardback, and what a great book. Honestly, again, nothing crazy, but Emily Henry just knows how to write. Emily Henry's books are like fiction, romance, somewhere between there. This talks about Daphne and Miles, and Daphne basically is engaged. Then some stuff happens. She's not engaged anymore, and she moves in with Miles because Miles was also recently dumped, and they decide that, okay, let's live together. We need to both pay rent, and that's their story. Then June, I read another classic that I really liked, I guess, and is very relevant in today's climate, I would say, and it's called Fahrenheit 451 by Ray Bradbury, another classic. It's like, you know, Orwell's 1984 and Animal Farm and Brave New World by Huxley and all these things, but it basically talks about the post-literature future where books are banned and destroyed, and there are firefighters who basically go to different places and they start fires to destroy books. And I mean, there's so much more to the story, but I feel like especially now, looking at USA and some other countries and just seeing what's going on in the world, I think this book is super relevant and I think everyone should read it. In June, I also went to a great concert. I saw Joe Keery, also known as Joe, live, or D-Joe. Still not sure what his actual artist name is, like how you're supposed to pronounce it. Did that in Berlin and it was great. And then I moved back to Estonia. And at the end of June, my family got a new puppy. So that's basically my new best friend. In July, I read this book called One Golden Summer by Carley Fortune. I feel like that was the summer book of 2025. I gave it 5 stars. I had a good time reading it. It's another romance book, and it talks about the photographer who goes to a summer house with her grandma for a few reasons, and she meets a boy that she took a photograph of many years ago, and it's their love story, and it's sweet, and that's basically where we are right now. August, I filmed some stuff from August. I'm not gonna include it in this video. Now it's September. This video will probably go up in October. And my life right now is that I'm on an academic break and I'm doing a podcast with my best friend from university, and it's called Kahest maailmast. If you are Estonian, because this podcast is in fact in Estonian, and you are in your 20s, I mean, could also be older or younger, but mainly we are discussing topics that are relevant in our 20s. Probably they will also be relevant in our 30s, 40s, 50s, whatever. But yeah, we're just talking about different topics and how it is to be a 20-something-year-old today in this climate, with this political status, with the wars going on and everything else. So if you're interested, check us out. We're on Instagram. Please follow us. We are on Apple Podcasts. We're on Spotify. We're basically wherever you get your podcast from. And we post every Tuesday. So tune in. And that's all I have to share right now. And this is just another season in my life that I'm trying to figure out. That's it. Thanks for watching. And I will hopefully see you soon. Bye.